Hello, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Beer Bros. How are you doing, Keith?
Pretty good. Yourself?
I'm doing just fantastic, thank you.
Oh, cool. Preston from the Beer Chasers was calling earlier this week and wondering where you were.
Oh, I was just over there.
Oh, okay.
All right, so this is another exciting episode of Beer Bros. What kind of beer do we have today, Keith? What kind of beer do we have? Texas beer.
Okay, 3, 2.
All right, so this is another exciting episode of Beer Bros. What kind of beer do we have today, Keith?
Today we are continuing our exploration of American beers with beers from Texas.
From Texas, that's going far. So if
Yes,
you want,
yes.
All right, I'm here in Texas. Let's go. I'm ready to explore. So the first beer today is,
Today we are starting with a Pretzel Stout.
and this is the Martin House Brewing Company, right?
Yeah. We're not going terribly all full of craft beers today because we do that with... That's yours. Because we do that every day with Texas craft beers.
I think I'm going to join us here in a moment.
So yeah, it's got a really good head.
Yeah, what you might or may not have seen, depending on the editing stuff for this episode, is that this is all foam. Just be careful. Don't shake your can up before you come on set. So that could be my fault. I don't know.
Yeah, drink responsibly.
Yes, yeah, drink responsibly and don't spill. So let's give it a smell test.
Smells like a stout. Do I get any pretzel?
Yeah, not yet. I think
I get something. I can't tell what it is.
it could be the beer could be too cold for a stout to release the aromatics, but let's give it a taste test. Clinky, drinky.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I kind of get like a I'm thinking of a pretzel, like a thick, dense bread.
Mm-hmm.
This stout is not as the thickest I've ever had, but it still has a dense taste to it for me. Really dark and almost roasty, malty.
And the tie between pretzels and Texas is that we are an area that has had a lot of Germanic immigrants, Czechs, Germans. So
Yeah.
with them, they bring their culture and their pretzels.
And on to the second beer of the day, we have Shiner Prickly Pear, Brewer's Pride Craft Brew number 3. Prickly Pear.
And
Prickly Pear.
prickly pears are cactus that are here in Texas. I had some for breakfast this morning, actually.
Yes, you did, didn't you? That's what it was. It looked like green beans.
Yeah.
But it wasn't green beans. It was prickly pear. Ah, cool. Well, can I have your glass, please, sir? And it says beer brewed with prickly pear fruit and with natural flavor added. So, beer brewed with prickly pear.
And
Beer
this
brewed with prickly pear.
this isn't strictly speaking. We don't. Shiner Bock doesn't quite make it as a craft brew. I may be offending them by saying so, so we'll have to be on our toes if we ever go visit them.
They're the closest for all the big brands, is what I would say. They're kind
In
of
Texas.
And they're my. How did I get more foam after pouring yours first?
Practice.
Yeah, they're kind of like the gateway brew, is what I would say, from big brand to craft beers. So why don't you give it a smell test while I finish mine up here?
It's got a very flowery, fruity smell.
Well, it's a prickly pear fruit. Beer brewed with prickly pears. Yes. All right, so I'm gonna give it a... Yeah, it does. Almost to a saison smell.
Yeah, I wonder if that's hops or if that's...
Just a straight fruit or something. Well, let's give it a clinky. Drinky. I saw.
smoother.
Wow. Yeah, there's no ting really on there. It is very smooth.
Very pleasant. Not as full of body as I would prefer, but still, it's a very good beer.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's kind of like a session saison or something like that. Or not, I can't even say saison because it's not sour. It's very smooth, but it's like a session beer where it's kind of like I'm not gonna say watered down, but smoothed out completely. The whole mouthfeel is straight smooth. And you do get some kind of fruity, flowery feel to it.
It's a very impressive beer.
Yeah,
Overall.
It's an interesting, unique taste. A prickly pear beer brewed with prickly pear. Boo 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 boo. Editing something anyway.
So our third beer for the state of beer in America, Texas, is Texas Honey.
Texas honey. Okay, I'm kind of interested in that. I've had a couple of honey-esque beers before. See, there you go, and it sticks because it's magnetic. Oh, please, sir, thank you. So this is Texas honey.
This may be similar to the White House ale that Obama has brewed.
Interesting. What's the brewery?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. The Guadalupe Brewing Company.
Okay.
The Guadalupe.
Guadalupe?
Yeah, the Guadalupe Brewing Company.
Ooh, that's an interesting smell.
I've got a coworker who gives me a hard time because I pronounce things the way they're supposed to be pronounced, and not the way I pronounce them.
Guadalupe? Is that how it's supposed to be?
Guadalupe.
Is that the honey that I'm smelling? Or?
Yeah, I get the honey.
Yeah? It's kind of... reminds me of, for whatever reason, like mead. Or like, like roasted honey or something like that.
That makes sense because mead is made from honey.
Yeah, I mean... But it is a beer. So let's give it a clinky. Drinky.
Oh, that's
Wow.
interesting as hell.
Yeah, interesting as hell. Yeah, it's I mean, I definitely get the honey taste. It's like if you had the smoothness of this first beer, and then you added honey to it. Kind of like you had honey to a tea, like a hot tea or something like that. That's kind of what I'm picturing in my mouth, or picturing in my mind, feeling in my mouth. Let's give it one more taste. Yeah, it's like a smooth beer. They just added some honey and and have the natural sugar tasting coming out. It's very. I won't say it's a very sweet beer, but it has a sweet texture. That makes sense.
There's a sweetness and the bitter going off in the end.
Yeah, and it kind of just it's subtle, and then it kind of turns on right at the end, and it's
And apparently, honey and prickly pear are about the same color.
They're both pretty good, and all three beers I thought were pretty good today. But that last one was fantastic, and you may know where I'm leading. No, okay, we haven't done that in a while. So it's the last one, which is going to be the Texas Honey from the Guadalupe Brewing Company, is going to be Chris's beer of the day. All right, yeah. So it was delicious. It was just so very unique. I may not enjoy this every day, but like when on the special occasions where you're with some friends and you want to share something really interesting, that is one of the beers that I would give friends, and for holidays or whatever. If you're trying to get into craft beer and you want something really cool, this is it for you. I think that was pretty good. Did you like it?
Yes, it was very good.
What was your favorite of the three?
Either that or the prickly pear. I normally say stout, but
yeah, they're all unique though. They're all very unique, and Texas. Oh, that was weak. Texas is a very unique place. We have how many different types of we have marsh, ocean, plains, desert, all the different
mountains,
things. Yeah,
country.
Exactly. So we have all the and this is kind of very indicative of Texas. It's very diverse and very unique in itself. And so I thought it was good representation. I appreciate it, Peter. All right, so on that note, I just want to say thank you for joining us once again. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Tell us what your favorite Texas beers are, what part of Texas you're from if you're in Texas, or maybe your state's favorite beer. Anything else for the people?
No.
All right, so on that note, Beer Bros out. Put your finger in. No, do the other one. Put your finger from that direction. Yeah, and then come down. Twist. You're gonna smash your thumb. There you go. You're almost there. It's gonna hit the bottle, so it's okay. Alright. Watch, I'll show you my hand placement, then I'll just let you have it. You stuck? Go like that.
Oh.
With the middle finger right there.
One of those.
Yeah.